Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I wanted to start with this from XRP Trooper at Trooper XRP sent me this. Now I wasn't aware that Neo had done a blog, but he has. This is XRP Neo. You can follow him on Twitter at XRP_Anderson. He's got him a blog here. It's Neo Speculate. If you go to neospeculate.com, you can see his blog. This is a post from today. Let's speculate. Spring could become the new ICO. When it comes to the long game of XRP, I believe Spring is an amazing initiative that Ripple started. Ripple could focus on solving the cross-border payments issue with other use cases for XRP. Could be outsourced by Spring. Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but somehow this will add liquidity and how they're planting seeds and the network effects of this. The more use cases being developed around XRP, the more likely it is that others will look to use XRP for creating a business as well, creating a network effect. So he's got several posts on here. I just became aware of his new blog. And so like here, he's done a few here. How does Brad know that Facebook hasn't talked to any Swiss financial regulator? That's a good question. That was brought up in Brad's interview on CNBC. Okay, then Michael from VAL5 Links sent this article. I just wanted to read what he says here. This is from the article, I guess. Money laundering for drug cartels and moving funds for terrorists, arms dealers involves banks. However, court settlements and billions of dollars in fines often help major financial institutions avoid prosecution, conviction, and labels like drug banks. Well, what this all relates to, of course, is all of these people in Congress, they seem to want to act like crypto and digital assets, it's all for money laundering and all these illegal and negative things. Well, let's look at that. This is an article about it, but then I wanted to bring your attention to something that you may or may not have ever seen. What you're looking at is the YouTube this is the trailer for a documentary, which is an excellent documentary if you've never seen it. It's called Cocaine Cowboys. It came out in 2006. Go watch this trailer. You can go to Movie Clips, Classic Trailers is where this is. Now, what this is about, Cocaine Cowboys, it's about back in the 80s when all of the drugs started coming up through Miami. Cocaine was the thing at the time. And before that, it had been marijuana, I guess. But then once cocaine hit, it completely energized the entire economy of Miami. These people were making like crazy money down there. It was a completely crazy thing. And in the trailer, at about the 1:16 mark, they talk about how the Federal Reserve in Miami had like over $5 billion coming through it during this time, which was more by itself than all of the other Federal Reserve branches in the country. And so these guys were turning a blind eye. They were laundering money out the wazoo at that time. But it's just one example of the hypocrisy of all of this. Crypto is evil and all, and they're calling it evil, and they're saying that they're worried about money laundering and criminal activity, because that's not what it's really about. They could give a rat's behind about consumer protection and money laundering. And that's been proven time and time again because they're involved, the banks themselves are involved in the money laundering. And don't just take my word for it from this documentary. This is from Chinu Patel, at Chinu Patel 29. And this is a tweet from Rhythm Trailer. Fines for just the laundering of money. Wachovia, 160 million. Deutsche Bank, 670 million. Bank of Australia, 700 million. ING, 900 million. Citigroup, 237 million. Standard Chartered, 967 million. Commerce Bank, 1.45 billion. HSBC, 1.9 billion. JP Morgan, 2.05 billion. And they all used the US dollar, not Bitcoin. Exactly, folks. That's the point. So like I said yesterday, None of this regulatory stuff is about anything other than taxing digital assets, and they don't want to lose the control of the money. Simple as that. It's those two things and nothing else. Consumer protection, that's just thrown out there to get the public behind them. Michael Devlin at Michael Devlin UK makes a point here. I think this point was made in Sam I Am's video that I covered this morning. Swift appear to be missing the point. Speed of settlement isn't the USP for banks. The ability to bring home billions of pre-funded Vostro accounts is the USP. XRP enables this and increases the bank's ability to make further profit by backing SMEs through more relaxed lending. And so basically what this is about is the new Swift GPI thing that they've been touting does not bring home all of that money that has to be tied up around the world for banks that are using the Swift system. They have to tie up all sorts of money with banks all around the world in order to be a part of the system. And that's the big problem. That's the reason you always hear Brad Garlinghouse talking about how they're trying to solve a multi-trillion-dollar problem. Those multi-trillions is the money from all these banks, these partner banks in Swift that's having to be parked all around the world in these banks. That's what it's really about. Okay, next from Jaquito McPhee at Jaquito McPhee sent me this, and I sent this out. I think I retweeted this yesterday, but it's important enough to show you. This is from, I don't know, let's see what this guy's with. He's from some company, but anyway, it says, we're sitting in the New York Stock Exchange boardroom. That's a first for Bitcoin. Dan Pantera and BAC's first digital asset summit. So BAC is having a summit in the New York Stock Exchange boardroom. Does that mean Wall Street has arrived to the party or what, folks? And then he says, but Bitcoin wasn't the only asset of conversation at BAC's event today. When asked about other crypto assets, Commissioner Stump referenced the CFTC's recent request for information on Ethereum, saying Bitcoin's not the end of the road. All in all, the BACT event signals great things for Bitcoin and crypto at large, even if I did miss some of the funk of OG days, whatever that means. But anyway, you get the point. Crypto is entering the hallowed halls of Wall Street, if you want to sum it up. That's what you're seeing in that picture right there. All right. And this is Craig DeWitt, who actually works for Ripple. He's a Stanford graduate, and he's in product at Ripple. Tweeted this out, and this is from today. The world's biggest economy, the U.S., was bailed out by $700 billion in 2008. Imagine unlocking $10 trillion into the world's economy by using digital assets, hashtag XRP. That's how you move mankind from squabbling over resources to exploring our solar system and beyond. Go, Craig, go. I'm with you. Okay, Mike Preston at Mike Preston CW12 sent me this. This is from Crypto Eddie. Now, if you don't follow her, this is her Twitter handle, and then she's also Crypto Eddie. That's ERI. On YouTube, a great channel. She lives in Japan, and she's kind of the XRP community's Japanese branch, if you wanted to call it a branch for a YouTube channel. But she gives us a great information out of Japan. She says, new SBI VC logo has been unveiled. The fifth big change this month. Name change, creation of separate business unit, revealed working capital and structure, higher than usual, multiple maintenance announcements, new logo done. From my seat, on track. We are very close. And she's talking about how they're about to open up SBI VC virtual currencies over there to all of their customers. Okay, Chinu Patel on fire at Chinu Patel 29 sent me, let me get rid of these two. Those two, Larry Fink from BlackRock was interviewed on CNBC this morning. They were asking him about crypto. He says there is a need to democratize the exchange of foreign currencies. CEO Larry Fink about the idea of Libra and digital currencies. Bottom line is, what I heard him describing is that it's an expensive problem dealing. I think he was talking about FX on here, and I was listening to him. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, XRP does solve what you're talking about. But then they've got another clip from him. He says the ECB will need to buy stocks in order to stimulate Europe's economy. Well, I think we're at the end of this road where central banks are having to buy stocks and try to manipulate everything. I think we're coming to the end of all this manipulation road. I think digital assets are about to step in and save these people from themselves. Barry Silbert tweeted this out. Looks like he's talking about, he's got the 5 phases of Bitcoin acceptance or crypto acceptance, and I think it's pretty funny. So he's keeping track of which phases that he thinks the different people on CNBC are. If you remember, about almost a year ago, I told you that when it's all said and done, probably this year, you will see Jim Cramer on his show, Mad Money. He will be recommending digital assets. Well, he says it looks like Jim Cramer is firmly still in phase 2 of acceptance. Becky Quick's at phase 3, Andrew Sorkin's at phase 3, and Joe Squawk is at a full phase 5. So Joe Kernan is there. He understands that this isn't going anywhere. And they'll all be on board. Okay, and then Kale J, I guess that's his name, at Canada Kale, said secret Schiff. Is it possible Peter Schiff has been trolling us all along for marketing? Is it possible he's working behind the scenes in crypto? I wouldn't doubt that at all. And in this first slide, he says, Peter Schiff is chairman of Schiff Gold and serves as an investor and advisor at Gold Money. And then the next slide is from Buy Gold Block Vault by Gold Money, the world's only vaulted cold storage with third-party insurance, auditing, and public company transparency. And they do work with Ripple, coming soon Stellar and ERC20 tokens, but they do support XRP, even though they've got the wrong logo there. And then finally, I got this from XRP Mania K. Looks like he might be a Breaking Bad fan. Sent me this from Yahoo Finance. MoneyGram partners with Korean remittance startup Centbee. Says MoneyGram today, and this is from today. Yeah, MoneyGram today signed a contract with Centbee, one of the largest money transfer fintech companies in South Korea. The exciting new partnership makes Centbee the first MoneyGram virtual agent in South Korea. And as we all know, MoneyGram is partnered with Ripple now. That's big, folks. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button. And tell your friends and family that MoneyGram has now partnered with a major remittance company out of South Korea, and that can only be good for Ripple and XRP, because the whole point of the MoneyGram partnership is to, quote, deploy XRP. Thank you for listening.